If you're looking for the perfect snack to serve up to your friends and family, then look no further, because these are loaded potato butter cups.
A big thanks to Napoleon Grills for sponsoring this episode.
Barbecuing is not all about giant pieces of meat. Of course, these are the stars of the show, but you gotta have something to get people excited. Well, if you're watching a game together, or if you want to have a starter or a side dish, and this recipe is one of those recipes that you can add anywhere. As a side dish, as a starter, as a party snack. So I'm going to show you how to make it. And of course we need to start with some potatoes. That's right. Now you want to get one of those giant potatoes like these, because what we're going to do is take this and put it in here. As you can see, it's not going to work like this. So we're going to need to boil these first. So I've got a pan with 2 liters of water, and I'm going to take 1 potato per each of these cups. And I've got 2 of these, which will each hold 6. So I'm going to add 12 potatoes to my water. And make sure you got big potatoes. Now you don't need to peel these straight away, because I got a trick for that. I'm going to fire up the Napoleon sizzle zone and let them boil for about 18 to 20 minutes. While I wait for that, I'm going to fire up this little burner right here, put my Scotsburg pan on, and then take some bacon. I'm going to render down these little strips of bacon until they're nice and crispy. Now if you're cooking this bacon, you want to go all the way. You need to go all in. It needs to be crispy as can be, because we're going to put it in something. And every time you use bacon and put it in something, and it becomes kind of those half-baked soft bacon strips, then you're not going to be happy, because it's going to be chewy, it's going to be weird. You just need to render it down all the way to crisp, and that's got to be a little bit on the dark side. I'm going to let this cool down again and prepare the rest of the ingredients. Jalapenos, red onion, but if you don't like spicy, just leave the jalapenos out. I'm going to slice the red onions nice and fine. Basically we're dicing them up. 2 red onions might be a little bit much, but you never know how much you're going to need with those potatoes. And red onions don't cost a thing, so better play it safe. This is going to go in a big bowl. That's perfect. This is about 1.5 red onions, but it really depends on the size of your red onions. Now it's time for the jalapenos. If you can't open the can, that's the best way to do it. Just going to take a few of these. About 10 of these slices will do the trick. Now we're getting to the star of the show, the cream cheese. It's what's going to hold this dish together. And for 12, we're going to need quite a bit of it. And this is 800 grams of cream cheese. So that's 1.7 pounds, Google just told me. And then in goes a little bit of cheddar, shredded cheddar cheese, and some young Gouda cheese. I'm going to mix this up. And I've got a delicious stuffing. Time to take the bacon to the next level. Oh, listen to how crispy that is. I'm trying to keep as much of the fat in the pan as possible. I'm going to take a little bit of the PITMASTERX pork seasoning, sprinkle that on, and then I'm going to put on some sweet barbecue sauce. Now you can use any type of barbecue sauce as you like, as long as it's candy sweet. That's about a tablespoon too. Let's mix that up, and that is now a candied barbecue bacon. That is good. And how do you know that the potatoes are done? Well, almost got away there. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smash these in the bucket. However, I don't want to do that here on the board. I really want to do it there once it's cooled down. But just to test it, I can just take this, and if I see that it falls apart on its own, then I know it is sufficiently cooked. Now, of course, I still need to peel these too, but I'm just gonna wait until it's completely boiled down and it's easy to handle, and then I'm just gonna take the skin off like it's nothing. The potatoes are almost cooled down. I'm going to turn on my Napoleon grill, and I'm just gonna let it come up to temperature. We're gonna need a little bit of heat to get these potatoes to cook. And since they're cooled down a little bit, look at that peeling. You see how much easier it is and less work it is than just peeling with a peeler. I'm going to spray the trays with a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to need a little fine layer of that olive oil to make sure that the potatoes don't stick. And I'm going to do the same thing for whatever I'm going to press it with. Now, what you're going to press with is the thing that fits the best to your trays. Now I'm going to take a potato, any potato. I'm gonna stick it in. I'm gonna give it a push. Now I might need to use a little less than this. I'm gonna cut it up. That's a bit too much. There we go. Now I'm gonna push. I'm gonna squeeze it real hard so it gets the actual shape. I'm just gonna make sure that I tap each one of these and get them filled up real nice so that they're actually completely loaded up. And then each one of these is gonna get a little bit of butter because it's gonna need some kind of frying agent to become crisp. Just a little bit of butter in the center. That's going to work its way down to the bottom and to all of the sides. It's going to become nice and crisp. Now I'm going to do the other one as well, but this is going in the barbecue and I'm going to set it at the top level of the barbecue. And of course the other tray gets the same treatment. I'm going to press the potatoes in, reshape them a little bit so they look good, and then add a little bit of butter. And then that tray goes into the barbecue, and I've got my temperature set to 250 degrees Celsius, and that's browning my potato cups real quick. Now you can see that this has been in for about 5 minutes and it's already starting to brown up. Now I can see that some of it is getting all of the butter, some of it is getting none of the butter. But if you want that nice and crispy, real brown all over that cup, you're going to need to take a brush and make sure that butter gets everywhere. It needs to get stuck on the sides, it needs to get stuck on the potato cups, basically everywhere, so everything comes beautifully brown. And you're going to repeat that process of basting and baking for about 20 minutes until they're beautifully crisp. And now they look like this, beautiful golden brown. And if I go in now with my knife, I can lift them up and you can see they're beautifully golden brown at the bottom. Not all the way dark brown, but a light brown, which means I can now stuff them. I'm gonna put in a scoop of that candied bacon, a scoop of cream cheese stuffing. I'm just gonna fill it up to about the edge. I'm gonna sprinkle on a little bit more of PITMASTERX pork seasoning, just a little sprinkle. Now the second tray is ready. Let's get it out. Oh, hot, hot, hot. And I wanna get some chives on, just to give it a little bit of green, make it look super pretty. And then for the final touch, I'm gonna take a smoked sausage and slice it up. Place it in the middle, a little touch. Push down that cream cheese to fill it up a little bit. Some of that sweet barbecue sauce can go on top. There we go. Now that looks freaking delicious, but it still has to go back on the barbecue. Let's slide it back in. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the second tray while that is getting ready. And then the last one, there we go. This tray now goes back in the barbecue. And all they need is about 5 to 10 minutes, but you really just gotta watch what's happening, see what's going on. The cheese gotta melt, the fat's gotta render down, and more importantly, the loaded butter potato cupcakes need to come out easily. If they're still stuck, then they're not done cooking yet. They can be a little fragile when they're still hot. I just want to show you guys, you can see it's nice and browned up. We're going to leave these in for about 5 to 10 minutes, let it cool down. Oh, and then we're going to get them out. Make sure that they're a little bit solid. I found that it works best if you just go around, see if it rotates like this, you're sure it is loose from the bottom, and then just flip it out like that. Nice and crunchy. Wow. Jim's here just in time to eat it all.
Eat it all.
If you're a potato lover like I am, if you like fries, if you like potatoes, if you like anything potatoes, then this is truly gold. Look at that. We got that beautiful crust, golden brown and crunchy. They all have it. This is definitely a snack you want to try. Let's open one up, take a look inside. Whoa, the cheese pool. All right, there we go. It's a snack, it's a side dish, and if you eat 3 of these, it's probably a meal. Gonna come
all.
eat it all.
You know how much I like potatoes, right?
No, Jim doesn't like potatoes.
But for the sake of this experiment.
I can't get over it. Why don't you like potatoes, bro? It's magical.
This is like on the edge. It's just crispy enough.
It's weird. The filling is good.
Can I only eat the filling?
No, no you can't. It's good as it is. Oh, I love this.